Hi, my name is Zama, Program Manager at Development Action Group. Welcome to this video. In this video, we'll see how micro-developers are collaborating and addressing the housing crisis in South Africa. In South Africa, we know that the housing demand is growing, and not everyone is being accommodated by the programs that are driven by the public sector or else by the programs that are supported by the private sector. In recent years, we've seen what we call in Cape Town or in South Africa micro-developers. It's individuals who are claiming the space, who are densifying in township areas throughout the country. They will identify a plot and build rental stock at the back of existing sites. In doing that, they are targeting those individuals who are saying they don't want to stay in informal settlements. They are targeting the individuals who are in the middle gap market. That means those individuals who will never qualify for an RTP type of a house, but those individuals who are currently not being able to afford to secure bonds from the banks. And they are building this stock in township areas, making sure that there's access to water, there's access to tenure security, but also there's access to other amenities, because when they are building this stock, they are choosing carefully which areas they are building this particular stock. That just to say, the micro developers are closing a space that has been neglected by government. For example, this is affordable rental in township areas that is supported by private sector individuals. There is no subsidy money that is coming from government to support this particular network of micro developers. Hence, as DEG, we are saying, or we are engaging with different stakeholders to say, how do we better support this particular sector that is addressing the housing challenge that we've faced in South Africa since 1994. How do we do this? We are saying local spheres of government, local municipalities should play a role in terms of making sure that the planning approvals are simplified, but also there's issues of education. That means educating the micro-developers, because not everyone who's a micro-developer is trained as an engineer, is trained as a planner. But it's just individuals who are saying, I don't want shacks at the back of my house, I want to formalize. There is a role of the local sphere of government. There is a role of the provincial sphere of government in terms of also assisting within planning approval, but also frameworks that will guide where these guys are supposed to develop. There's a role of structures like Western Cape Rental Tribunal, because now there will be people who are tenants and they're managing the relationship between the tenants and the landlords need someone to guide that particular role. And then there's national sphere of government. For example, the micro developers are densifying in township areas. Unfortunately, the township areas in different metros were planned for a certain number of households, and the infrastructure was planned for that. But now in some areas, the households have doubled, but the infrastructure has not been improved in terms of bulk infrastructure improvements. And we are saying, while these guys should also be contributing towards infrastructure improvements, but we are also saying, National Treasury, come on board. Department of Human Settlements, come on board regarding grants that will be channeled to the municipalities, but also at national level. There is no policy that talks to this particular sector. It's a new sector in South Africa. It emerged in the last 5 years, and we've been advocating as DEG to say, how do we make sure that there's a framework at a national level that will guide the municipalities in terms of support to this particular sector. There's another role player, which is the finance institutions. We are saying to them, private sector institutions come up with packages that talks to the needs of the developers. Then we're also saying there is the developers themselves. As DEG, we've assisted them to formalize to a forum that is called Township Developers Forum. We are also saying to them, don't build on top of sewage lines, make sure that your developments are compliant with city regulations. And lastly, there's institutions like, or individuals who are professionals within the sector, the built environment professionals, your architects, your land surveyors, your planners. How do we make sure that your engineers, structural engineers, how do we make sure that they also understand how best to support the micro developers? I think lastly, I would like to say to me, this is a partnership approach. It's not only one sector that we are saying it should contribute, but different role players should play a role, and it's work in progress. We are learning in the process, and we are also trying to bring the work of the sector to the national players, the national NGOs and other departments, because this is not only a Department of Human Settlement priority. How do you also make sure that other departments are getting involved? Your treasurer, your Department of Economic Development, because there will be roles that they will need to play. Thank you very much. It's Zama. Thank you very much for watching the video. Till we meet again.